Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm giving you guys a review for Fantastic Four 2005. Honestly, I've never seen this movie. This movie was made in 2005. It came out in 2005. I was born in 2004. I never fully watched this movie. I've seen hundreds of clips online, but I've never fully seen the movie. And today I sat down, decided to watch Fantastic Four, and I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. Spoiler alert, I liked it a lot. But before we get into the video, if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video or go live. But without wasting any more time, I want to get right into it. I'm going to be splitting this video up into two sections, the good and the bad. Starting off with the good. Overall, this movie was just so much fun. And I think one of the main reasons it was so much fun was because of the level of humor in a superhero movie. Obviously, a superhero movie has to be serious. The Things arc in this movie was pretty serious. I felt like that humor was there to lighten the mood, and I think the humor did a great job in this movie. It was a great kind of release for the movie, I guess you could say. It made the movie not feel as tense, and I really loved that. Also, the casting in this movie, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, phenomenal. I literally loved Chris Evans in this movie. I can't wait to watch Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. I'll be watching that very, very soon because of how much I actually like this movie. Now, I want to preface all of this by saying that I don't think it's a fantastic film. When you put it on a film checkbox, I'm not gonna give it like a 9 out of 10 or anything like that. But it was a fun movie to watch. In my opinion, when you're watching a superhero flick, that's all I care about. If I'm having fun and if I'm enjoying my time there, then it's a good movie in my opinion, at least a good superhero movie. Not only was Chris Evans doing a great job as Johnny Storm, but I felt like the entire cast was awesome. The guy who played Dr. Doom, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic, who played Sue Storm, the girl who played Sue Storm, they were all phenomenal. The guy who played The Thing, every single casting for superhero and supervillain was awesome, on point. They all did their roles super duper well. Next up, I want to talk about the CGI. The CGI was actually really, really good for an early 2000s movie. Now, we saw this with the Spider-Man movies, the Raimi trilogy. The CGI was actually very, very good in those movies, especially for the time. Like the Doc Ock arms and stuff. I didn't know most of that was CGI. I thought they did practical mechanical arms for a lot of the shots. Obviously, like the energy stuff that had to be CGI. But you can actually tell in this movie that a lot of stuff that feels like, obviously their superpowers are gonna be CGI. The Sue Storm is invisible. Johnny Storm is on fire. Mr. Fantastic is literally stretching. The Thing is a massive monster, but the VFX are so well done. Sue Storm's transition into being invisible is so cool to see. Johnny Storm's transition, at first it looked a little bit weird, but as it progressed through the movie, it looked a lot more natural, and that was also really cool to see. The Thing, he looked phenomenal throughout the entirety of the movie. Mr. Fantastic, okay, the stretchiness was really weird, but obviously it's gonna look weird to the human eye because we're not used to humans stretching, and he's kind of keeping his normal skin, whereas as Sue Storm, she's completely fading away. It's not like a mixture. So I liked the use of the CGI, and it was really, really well done in this movie. And on top of that, it was in the early 2000s. Also, I wanted to talk about, as a team-up movie, it is so great. I don't know what I'm going to compare it to. I think I could compare it to the Avengers, but the only thing is, the Avengers, the 3 of the main characters were already set up previously. Well, honestly, you could actually say 4 characters, including Black Widow. I think that they did a good job in this movie of setting all the characters up in the beginning of the movie, and then at the same time introducing them as a team, showing their chemistry, and then obviously we see the downfall at the end of the team, and then them coming back together and caring and loving for each other again. Overall, this movie did a great job of kind of the phases of creating a team of these superhumans who all have completely different personalities. The reason why this movie does such a good job in terms of being a team overall, I think, is because of the singular character development. I think that's one super cool thing about the movie. I think that Johnny Storm as a character himself is so great that when you pair him up with The Thing, and then when you pair him up with Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, as a team, they all come together super well because individually their characters are already so great and so well thought out that when you just mesh them together, it overall just makes each of the characters excel even more. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about in the good section was how the story revolved around The Thing, but it made all of the other characters better at the same time. Now, this movie, the center arc is The Thing's arc. It's to make The Thing return back to normal. The way they go about that is so well done. Each of the characters' arcs revolves around The Thing, and when The Thing's arc is complete, I guess you could say, that's when the movie takes a big turn and a big jump. And so the way the movie is structured is really, really well done, but I do have an issue with the timing of the structure. Overall, I think The Thing was the perfect character to base the story around. Obviously, we had Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm sympathizing for The Thing, and then we had Johnny Storm kind of pitted against The Thing. Not necessarily in like a mean way, but they just argued all the time. They weren't really the best of friends, and they didn't have that good chemistry. And so I think The Thing was the perfect character to revolve this entire story around. So now I want to talk about the bad. I definitely felt like the breaking up part of the storyline was really, really poorly done. Like the way that Victor kind of gets the bait for The Thing is so easily done. Like literally The Thing is like, oh yeah, he's spending too much time with Sue Storm. That's literally it. Like he just comes to a slight realization. It's nothing too intense, nothing too emotional, where he kind of feels a disconnect between him and Mr. Fantastic. It's like Victor had it super easy to get The Thing to listen to him. And so I felt like that whole part of the breaking up story, like I liked the Johnny Storm one and then the Sue Storm one. The way they did the Thing's disassembling storyline, I didn't really like it that much. It just felt too easy for Victor. And then probably my biggest issue with the movie as a whole was how short it was. I felt like they could have honestly extended this movie from 1 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours and 15 minutes, which gives us at least another 20 to 30 minutes of runtime for the movie. Honestly, I felt like this movie didn't need character development and didn't need more character development from what we already got, but it also felt like they were just grazing the surface with these characters. Now, I haven't seen Rise of the Silver Surfer, so I don't know how in depth they go in the next movie with these character arcs, but I think in this movie they could have explored them a little bit more. Or instead of doing that, they could have given Victor Von Doom more time on the screen. I love Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. And I don't think they really did him justice in this movie. He wasn't really Doctor Doom until about the last, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, like fully Doctor Doom. And so it just felt like a waste of a character to me. They did a good job building up Victor throughout the entire movie and his pain and his goals and all that kind of stuff, but they didn't really use Doctor Doom to his fullest potential. And honestly, if they had built up Victor throughout this entire movie and had another smaller villain that they had to fight, and then had Victor be the next big bad of, I guess you could say, the Fantastic Four universe or something like that. I don't really know what direction they were planning on going with these movies at the time. I did like the way that they used Doctor Doom. I just felt like if he had a lot more screen time, then his character would have been of a lot more use. But when we did get Doctor Doom, he was awesome. I loved his character so much when he was fighting all of them at the end. And another thing actually was the final battle felt super rushed and just anticlimactic, because it felt like each of them were fighting him solo, but that lasted like 10 seconds each. And then they had one big like coming together as a team where they all tried to fight him together. And then that one time they fought him together worked. Like they didn't have to go through like 3 or 4 trials and tribulations. It literally happened the first time they all worked together as a team, which that didn't necessarily make sense to me because they've never really worked together as a team like that other than the bridge scene earlier in the movie, but that's literally when they were finding out their powers at first. I honestly just think the ending is what kind of downgraded the movie for me. It just felt rushed and anticlimactic. So my final take for this movie, it was a super fun movie to watch. By no means is it a crazy superhero movie that broke the barriers of superhero filmmaking for the time to come, but it was a fun movie and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm not going to give this movie a rating just yet. I really don't know what to compare it to, and I don't really know like what standard I'm putting it on just yet, but it was a fun movie. And if you haven't seen it and you're like me where you're debating whether to watch it or not, I really recommend you check it out. It's a fun time and I really think you guys will enjoy the movie. And yeah guys, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like rating down below. If you're new around here and you want to watch more of these superhero movie reviews and superhero content and movie content in general, make sure that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.